will start us off. Welcome to the field house, everyone. Penn State and Wisconsin are underway. Opening swing of the match is dug by Orgel. That was Hannah that took the attack. Franklin off hands. Wetherington. Goochtikin puts up the set for Smrek. And Smrek is blocked by Trammell. Franklin tried the off speed. And how about Trammell with 2 blocks on the opening rally?
Well, there's that Penn State block, lighting it up right away. This is what Big Ten volleyball is all about. Long rallies, explosive defensive plays. That all starts up front with the block from Trammell.
Jillian Grimes, a libero, serving for Penn State. Here's Franklin again. Nice dig by Grimes in the back row. And the block. Cameron Hannah just got smreked.
That ball coming down faster than it left Hannah's hands. It almost came back on the other side of the net under Smrek. That's how big she is.
Caroline Crawford serving now in her 2nd season here after transferring from Kansas. Penn State beat Kansas to get to this match with Wisconsin in an epic 5-setter. Wetherington looking for the touch, got it. The up judge, Devani McClarty, seeing a touch.
That's one key that Penn State has to focus on all night long, is swinging high. Wisconsin is the #1 blocking team in the country. Penn State has to adjust some of their attacks.
Maddie Vilanovic ended that Kansas match with an ace on match point in Lawrence last weekend. Franklin goes cross court, is dug up. And the error by Hannah. Point Wisconsin. Wisconsin led by Kelly Sheffield, who has never failed to take a team to the regional stage of the NCAA tournament. He also took this team to the NCAA title in 2021 in his 11th season running this program. Izzy Ashburn back to serve for the Badgers. One of the best servers in the Big Ten, one of the best all time in Wisconsin history. Hannah wide on the attack, point Wisconsin.
This is what a big Wisconsin block does. It forces Penn State and all of Wisconsin's opponents to hit shots that they don't want to hit. Penn State is swinging high, hard angles, forcing those balls out of bounds.
Ashburn, one of the 2 setters in the 6-2 system run by Wisconsin. MJ Hamill, the other. Means they always have an attacker on the front row. The dump tried by Pedraza. Franklin hit high hands, but a nice dig in the back by Murzik. Goochtikin with a dig. Hannah off hands, point Penn State. Penn State, led by Katie Schumacher-Cawley, was an incredible player for Russ Rose at Penn State and now has transitioned to the elite level as a head coach in her 2nd season. Still very close to Coach Rose. And hello, Russ, if you're watching. I know you're proud of your Nittany Lions getting here to the regionals again. Penn State's never missed an NCAA tournament. Off the slide went Robinson, still alive. Ashburn setting Robinson again. Pedraza to Murzik. Orgel with the dig. Here's Franklin. Hit it right at Murzik, just skimmed the scoreboard. And those are not boos. It is Carter Booth with the roof.
Booth with the roof because of that height and physicality up front. Booth stands at 6'7". She is not a player you want to have an overpass against.
The Big Ten Player of the Year, Sarah Franklin, who was very much in doubt whether she'd be able to play volleyball again after an issue with blood clots in her arms that was discovered over the summer. She had emergency surgery, but obviously it has worked out well for her, and she is back and has made the most of this 2nd chance. And I often wonder, Emily, what this Wisconsin team would look like had Sarah not been able to come back.
It would look much different than it does now. You'd probably have Julia Orgel still at that outside position. But man, not only has Franklin come back, she looks better than she did before all that happened.
Wisconsin on a 4-1 run right now. Robinson terminates.
This is what makes Wisconsin's offense so difficult to defend. In this 6-2 system, they have 3 attackers in the front row at all times, meaning they always have a right side attack. So out of system, Penn State can't guess this ball is going outside because Wisconsin will send it to the right.
Franklin targeting Vilanovic. There's Merzick. Can't get it to go down. Orgel will set Thomas Ilara. Still alive. Good D by Orgel. Pedraza setting Merzick. Franklin with the dig in the back row. Robinson.
Right away, Wisconsin getting Devin Robinson going. Robinson's a player that has the ability to take over a match. Again, this is what makes Wisconsin so tough. It's not just one player that they rely on. If someone's maybe having a down night, they'll send it elsewhere.
7-3 opening set. First set goes to 25, win by 2 in this 3 out of 5 set match. The winner moves on to the regional final, which is the last 8 in the NCAA women's volleyball tournament. And Booth again out of the middle, vying for that first overall pick. A good start by Wisconsin here in this first set, Emily. Pedraza with the set to the middle. It is blocked. In the middle is Allie Holland for Penn State, number 20 in blue. Thomas Ilara. Oh, what a save by Merzick. Ashburn. Robinson hit it right at start. And Merzick tools the block for the kill.
Look, Penn State is known for their gritty defense. That's exactly what we've seen so far. Jess Merzick, number 9 in blue, hustling for this one, almost taking out one of our camera guys, but she keeps that foot on the court. That's legal.
Camera guy is affectionately known as Wiggy, but he saved himself over there. Good job, Wiggy.
Look, he knew he was in the line of fire before this game.
Well, that ended a 5-0 run by Wisconsin. Booth starts another one, her 3rd kill.
You can get Carter Booth the ball at any time you have to with the efficiency that she runs with. Nearly 1 out of every 2 balls she's going to put away, and tonight she's already 3 for 3.
Good news for the Nittany Lions. She's rotated out. Thomas Ilara, Robinson, and Crawford up front now for the Badgers. Orgel's serve drifts long, point Penn State. First service error of the match for either team. Julia Orgel from Poland. Last year was an outside hitter for this team. This year has transitioned into the libero role, and Pedraza now back to serve, one of the best setters in the Big Ten. In fact, last year she was the Big Ten setter of the year. It's contagious.
Yeah, sometimes those serves get a little bit contagious when the person in front of you misses. You go back and, man, you think about just putting that ball in bounds.
Tonight, Pedraza and her family hosted Penn State's team for Thanksgiving this year. They were playing Ohio State in the Columbus area, and they got a little taste of Pedraza Thanksgiving. MJ Hamill, one of the 2 setters in to serve. Had a double-double against Miami here in their last match. Pedraza puts up the set to Trammell, and Trammell terminates.
Getting the middles involved is one of the #1 keys for this Penn State team. They have to find a way off these good passes to get both Holland and Trammell established as a threat into this game. We saw it against Kansas. They went 18 kills, hit 500. It's a difference maker for the Nittany Lions when they have their middles involved.
Well, that was an epic match that they won against Kansas, 15-13 in the 5th set. Smrek went high above everyone and crushed it.
Well, Anna Smrek's oftentimes going high above everyone. She stands at 6'9". Sam, she touches 11-2. That is higher than most basketball players do, but man, she gets up there. If that set is in the right spot, she's going up and over everyone.
She can grab a coin off the top of a backboard. Goochtikin with the short serve, nice. And a good swing by Cameron Hanna to side out for Penn State. Love that attack.
And tooling Anna Smrek up front, that shows you what you need to know about Cameron Hanna. She is not afraid of any big block up there. She'll test you out.
Hanna came in from Clemson this year. Grimes with the serve. Targets Goochtikin. Smrek. Grimes will put it up behind her to Hanna. Looking for the touch. No touch. Point Wisconsin.
And that's a miss that you're actually okay with on Penn State's side. With Anna Smrek up front, Cameron Hanna knows she has to swing as high as possible. That time just missing high hands.
Future Dr. Crawford, Caroline Crawford, with plans to go to med school, biology major. Got a couple future doctors out on this court from both teams. Hannah stuffed. Smrek and Booth, that is a fortress.
It's massive when you have 6'9" Anna Smrek next to 6'7" Carter Booth. That is never what you want to see if you're going up to take a swing.
Wisconsin, 6 of their 13 points have come off the serve, and there's another. It's Smrek who gets the kill, but Crawford set her up with that excellent serve.
Crawford putting in an absolute bullet. You can't force overpasses against Wisconsin because they'll put it right back at you.
Caroline Crawford, they've doubled up the score on Penn State here in the opening set. Hannah trying to do something about it. Goochtikin chases it down. You have a lot of room to work with here in the field house. Weatherington, one-arm dig. A net violation on Wisconsin. Sarah Franklin barely got into the net, and so the point goes to Penn State. Good call. Man,
but what a play. I mean, that save, diving for that one. Gulje Goochtikin, so much hustle getting after. And how about the up from the middle? Caroline Crawford. That's what you want from your littles in the backcourt. Just straight hustle.
Bilanovic serves for the Nittany Lions. Goochtikin with another good serve receive. Franklin attacks and terminates.
Every single ball out of system, Sarah Franklin wants to cut this thumb down shot inside the blockers. Penn State's block has to move inside on these out of system balls to try to take it away just a little bit better.
I know we're showing a lot of kills and the big dynamic plays, but the serve receive for Wisconsin has been excellent here in this first set.
And that allows the offense to run. That gets everyone involved.
Pedraza setting Hannah. Hannah is blocked again. This time it's Devin Robinson.
Look, the blocking numbers that Wisconsin puts up are because of that tough serve. When they knock Penn State out of system, it's real easy as a blocker to just send them outside and get a stuff like that.
Robin's dad, Daniel, the head basketball coach at Cleveland State. That would make him proud. Ashburn with the serve. Pedraza going back to Hannah, same result.
Big stuff from Wisconsin. Again, Penn State has to find a way to spread out the offense, spread the love just a little bit more. Get your middle involved off a perfect pass like that.
Ashford, short serve. Free ball here for Wisconsin. Franklin goes over the block. Pedraza setting Merzic. Nice dig. Robinson set a little behind her, but she still terminates.
Just an easy roll shot that Penn State had a miscommunication on. That ball falling right between.
Angel actually is an excellent outside hitter. Very unusual for her to play that libero position, correct?
Yeah, Yulia Orgel played for Wisconsin 2 years on the outside, and then with Temi Thomas-Ailara coming onto this team, they had to put her there as Penn State sends that one out. It was a little bit of shuffling, though, that Kelly Sheffield had to do, getting a player like Temi Thomas-Ailara coming onto this team. She had to be on the court, and that meant they had to do some shuffling. Orgel was the best passer. She put on the libero jersey.
Also meant they would run the 6-2 for the second straight year. With the two setters in the back row, you always have three attackers up front. And Ashford and Hamill are the setters, and they've created almost a partnership. So when Hamill's out, she's reading what Penn State is doing. She will tell Hamill a few things when she comes off the court, and she's prepared when she goes in.
And you know what that means? That means both these players are such good teammates. They're not fighting with each other, oh, I should be the starting setter, no, I should. They're working together, and that's what makes this offense work and makes kills as good as that, because they work so well together with all of these hitters. It also helps when you have a player like Carter Booth that's putting balls down 1 out of every 2.
Carter Booth has had 4 attacks, and all 4 have resulted in a kill. We started this match 3 apiece, and since then Wisconsin has run away with it. Opening set, best of 5 set match. Goochtikin with the pancake. Franklin with 2 blockers in her face.
Franklin will do this all night long. Even with those 2 big blockers, she's not afraid to go up and take a massive swing.
Katie Schumacher-Cauley out of timeouts. It's a 7-0 run right now for Wisconsin as they try to run away with this opening set. Off the slide, that was number 20, Allie Holland, and Goochtikin. Glad she's okay. I mean, she basically face planted in the wall right in front of us. This is dangerous.
Yeah, this is what you get out of your littles. You get some major hustle.
Well, Goochtikin had a black eye after the last match they played against Miami, but it wasn't from Miami. It was Carter Booth. She inadvertently took a shot from her teammate. All in a day's work. Well, Penn State just has not gotten in a rhythm serving yet.
They haven't gotten in a rhythm really in any part of their game. They subbed in a new setter, a new right side, hoping to find some kind of spark off the bench. But look, this isn't the Penn State team that we've seen all season long. Don't expect them to go into set 2 and do the exact same thing. And
for all you Penn State fans out there, remember, your team last year lost the first 2 sets to this Wisconsin team and forced a 5th set. So I'm sure there's a lot of fight left in these Nittany Lions. And that attack goes out of bounds by Alexa Markley. Markley, a sophomore from Peachtree City, Georgia. Big Ten Player of the Year, Sarah Franklin, hoping to serve it out. Targets Merzick. And middle attack successful by Holland. And a side out by Penn State, much needed point.
Penn State finally able to get those middles going just a little bit. They have to find a way to establish the middle as a threat early on because they've gone away from it since the beginning of the set.
Holland, a very good defensive middle. She rotates out, serving as Kirschen. And a service error gives Wisconsin set point. Third service error on the Nittany Lions. First set point for the Badgers. Over the block, Trammell with a very cerebral shot.
Such a high IQ play for Taylor Trammell up front. She saw exactly where the defense was, just put it right where they weren't over the block.
And Van Ekeren was brought in to set that rotation. Now Pedraza comes back in, the starting setter, but she did a good job, got an assist right away, and now Pedraza will serve. Still set point Wisconsin. Franklin with the serve receive. Thomas Ailara. And the net violation is against Penn State. The opening set goes to Wisconsin. A dominant start to this regional semifinal for the number 3 seed overall in the tournament. Wisconsin hits. Anna Smrek with 2 kills in that first set. It'll be Penn State serving. Jess Merzick will start us off in the second set. And a service error right away. That has been a problem for Penn State. They have not had any aces, and that's their 4th service error.
Serve and pass in general for Penn State has been lower than what we've seen this entire season. Wisconsin's winning that battle, putting in bullets on the end line. Penn State serve receive can't handle it.
Caroline Crawford, and she errors as well. Back-to-back service errors to start the match, or the set.
And those are the errors that you don't want to see from your team. You're okay with the ones that maybe go a few feet out of bounds, because at least that gives the other side a chance to play it. The ones in the bottom of the tape, that's just a lack of focus.
Just 2 errors off the serve for Wisconsin. Grimes serving now for Penn State. Targets Goochtikin. She dove right in front of Franklin to receive it. Pedraza setting Wetherington. Hamill keeps it alive. Franklin. Grimes going back to Wetherington. And Carter Booth again with the roof. And Sarah Franklin's reaction was priceless.
Booth working so well side to side. Franklin set that ball up perfectly. You can tell right away Penn State's trying to get the ball to their right side to avoid that bigger block with Anna Smrek, but it still doesn't work because you've got Sarah Franklin up on the other side.
After the block, Sarah Franklin covered her face in absolute glee. Hamill with the serve. Nice serve. Penn State out of system. Robinson. Grimes tries to chase it down, but Robinson gets credit for the kill. Penn State trying to get to a regional final through Wisconsin for the second straight season. These two teams played at the same stage last year. In fact, a lot of people have called this the Big Ten Invitational this weekend because Purdue, a member of the Big Ten, will be in the next match, and they'll play Oregon, who will be in the Big Ten at this time next year. Weatherington gets the kill for the Nittany Lions.
Penn State really working that right side of the court. Now with Weatherington out of the game, look for Allie Holland to go more on those slides, number 20 in blue. Weatherington's
mom, Karen, the head volleyball coach at Charlotte. Her dad also is a senior associate commissioner for the CIAA. Lanovic serving Guchkin again. Guchkin's been perfect on serve receive. And Robinson terminating off the slide on the right side.
Not only is Robinson a right side, but she also acts like a middle at times. That creates such a difficult time for Penn State's block because you have multiple quick attacks happening at the same time. She's not just running a classic 9-set. She'll come around on that slide.
Robinson now leads the Badgers with 5 kills off 9 swings, no errors. It's been a very efficient start for the Badgers. Here's it, goes over the block. Thomas Ailara saves it. Robinson going to the corner. Grimes saved it. Hannah blocked.
Wisconsin's out-of-system blocking has been impeccable tonight. They're doing such a great job setting it up, and there is no seam available for Penn State to hit through. They're having trouble finding a way around it.
Well, one of the best calls Kelly Sheffield ever got in terms of picking up a player is when Carter Booth called him and said she wanted to come here to Wisconsin from Minnesota. Nice attack, and Penn State needed that point.
Cameron Hannah still trying to swing all out. We haven't seen her go off speed. Again, she's an aggressive, gritty player. She wants to test out that block and the edges as much as she can.
Hannah from Lansing, Michigan, but came here from Clemson. She will be back next year. This is a Penn State team with a lot of players back. Ashburn setting Robinson. Perfect.
Devin Robinson lighting it up tonight. She's 6 for 11. They're trying to find her as often as they can because they know matchup-wise, they like her against Penn State's outsides a lot more than their outsides against Penn State's right sides.
3 blocks as well for Robinson up front. Orgel ready to serve. Wisconsin, the only team that's beaten Nebraska this season. They did it on this floor. Over the block went Merzick, and finally she can celebrate a kill.
One of the first times that we've seen Penn State go off speed off of a beautiful set from Mac Pedraza from the other side of the court. Merzick read that play so well.
Penn State needs to get the serve going, Emily. They have yet to win a point off their serve in this match.
Yeah, and that's something you have to do against Wisconsin. You have to serve as tough as possible to get them out of their offensive rhythm.
Holland serving. And it is Crawford out of the middle, continuing the theme of the Wisconsin middles having success.
The pass allows that to happen as well. Wisconsin is passing nails. That was a pretty tough serve from Penn State. Man, that back line handled it. That gets a player like Carolyn Crawford involved in the play.
Remember, we were here last year and Crawford had had some finger surgery earlier in the year. She actually watched the surgery. That's how tough she is. She, again, wants to be a doctor, and they put her arm to sleep and she watched the procedure.
Insane.
Stark log on that attack, point Wisconsin. Stark's sister will be coming to Penn State next season. She's one of the top high school setters in the country. Hello, Izzy. And we'll be welcoming you to this level of volleyball next year. MJ Hamill serving for the Badgers. Was it touched? Milanovic got out of the way just in time, and it's Penn State's point.
That's what good communication does on the back line. Another reason why the libero is so important. They're constantly talking to the rest of the service team, telling them whether that ball is in or out.
Pedraza back to serve. Her mom, Chris, a Hall of Famer at Minnesota as a volleyball player. Hamill set to Franklin. That was beautiful.
First back row attack of the night. Franklin hammers this one down. Again, this is what makes this offense so tough. Not only do they have 3 hitters up front, you got Sarah Franklin coming out of the back row with hits like that. Man, it's tough on a defense.
Sarah Franklin now with 3 kills, a block, a dig, all over the stat sheet. Pedraza trying to get the offense going. Merzick can't get it to go down. Franklin has to create. Free ball here for Penn State. Merzick to the corner. Schmreck. Good block by the Nittany Lions. And then Franklin hits it into the net. One of the few hitting errors. That's only the 3rd hitting error of the match for Wisconsin.
This Wisconsin team has had matches this season where they only have 1, maybe 2 hitting errors. It's crazy the numbers they're putting up. That's what makes them so difficult, is that efficiency. They rarely make errors.
Another free point for the Badgers. This Penn State team again beat Wisconsin on November 11th. It was the highest ranked win they've had since 2017. Schmreck was not in that match. And a miscue there. Franklin's had a couple of errors in a row. And Penn State is within 3.
This is where Penn State has to capitalize on some of those errors. Put in a really good serve, knock Wisconsin out of system, then rely on that defense that you've been relying on all season long.
Serving well would be a start. Here's Grimes. Orgel called everybody off. Franklin. Pedraza goes behind her to Weatherington. She tips over the block. Gutstekin with the pancake. Weatherington again, down the line. And a kill for Zoe Weatherington.
Weatherington bringing some thunder on the right side, absolutely unloading on this ball. She knows Wisconsin's not going to give her many seams, and that one right down the line, she knew she could take a big rip.
She had 10 kills in the last match against Wisconsin. That was Penn State's first point off a serve, by the way. Nice dig by Grimes. Here's Hannah. And Hannah long on the attack. Point Wisconsin.
And that out-of-system ball has to be a little bit better. Cameron Hannah's backing up to make this approach inside, but that ball was set about the 10-foot line on the sideline. It's difficult for her to play that ball behind her head and keep it in.
Ashburn, who is the career ace leader for Wisconsin, just put that in play, and Holland gets her off the service line right away.
Off the beautiful pass from Jillian Grimes, doing an incredible job keeping this team in system. She's one of the only players right now who's passing at a pretty high clip for Penn State. They have to find a way to do that more often to keep players like Holland involved.
Ashburn runs over, will set Franklin. Franklin off the block. Nice one-handed dig by Bilanovic. And Booth, I think she actually got that on the way down, Emily.
Looked like Booth was actually standing on the ground and just kept that high hand up. She doesn't even need to jump to get her hand over the net.
Kill number 5. She's yet to commit an error. And the Badgers extend the lead back out to 3. Wisconsin won the opening set, 25-11. Point Badgers.
It's a good decision for Penn State to decide to get Allie Holland going on the right side, on the slide, keep the middle going. Watch for Mac Pedraza to maybe sneak one over on 2.
Katie Schumacher calling. Only the 3rd head coach in Penn State's 48-year history. Pedraza to Merzick. Oh, you gotta love that.
That'll certainly work. Merzick coming out of the back row. Smart decision for Pedraza to spread this offense out, get Merzick going as the only middle attack they have in that zone. That leaves Merzick one-on-one.
Merzick getting her master's in business administration at Penn State right now. In fact, Penn State had several players in exams this week. Thomas Ailara.
TTA bringing the heat. This is what she does when there's a small seam in the block. She has such great court vision to identify that seam early on and bang it through.
You're a Northwestern alum. That's where she came in from. She the best player ever in Northwestern history?
I got it, hands down. Yeah, I mean, from the minute that she stepped on campus, we knew that she was absolutely special.
Serve just drifts over the net. Merzik. And that goes down, point to Penn State.
Penn State needs a little bit more of that, a little bit more of Jess Merzik production, especially on these out-of-system plays. She only has 4 kills on the night so far, hitting below 100, 3 kills on the night so far. They got to get more production.
6 digs as well. Robinson. Nice scrappy play by the Nittany Lions. Ashburn pushes it out to the pin, and Thomas Ilara tools the block.
Thomas Ilara has such a fast arm swing down that if that blocker isn't up and ready at all times and getting those hands over, she's going to get the better of you.
Final for the first time since 2019, Wisconsin, no stranger to that stage in the tournament. They've been in 2 of the last 4 national championship matches. Merzik goes over the block, tried to place it in the corner, and that was a fantastic result in the end.
Fantastic result because of the high IQ that Jess Merzik has. She's able to see the defense on the other side and where that right back defender is. If they're sucked up, she'll push it deep.
Told you she was getting her MBA.
Yeah, she's a smarty.
Come on. They're all smart. I can't even pronounce a lot of the majors. A lot of biotechnology. Hamill off the slide, Crawford. Here's Merzik. Attacks this time, and she went right at Smrek and picked up the kill.
What a way for Penn State to come out of this timeout. They're transitioning a lot better, getting those balls up for the setter. Merzik's putting them away.
Fans responding. Penn State within 2, second set. Thomas Ilara. Back row, Stark comes flying in for the kill.
Angela to start getting involved in this offense. Not only is she a DS for them, she also doubles as another back row attack. So when she's back there, they have 4 back row players.
Texas follows us tonight on ESPN2, and Stark's mother, Erica, played for the Longhorns. Her dad actually played volleyball at Ball State. Hamill setting Smrek. I am so glad I am not Jillian Grimes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm putting a helmet on and turning the other way and sprinting out of this gym if I have to go up against someone like Anna Smrek when she's up there, especially in a one-on-one situation. Whew.
Oh, bless her heart. Grimes, such a warrior, stood right in there and took it. Pedraza, back to Merzik. Guchtikin keeps it alive. Free ball here for Penn State. Pedraza, Merzik. Franklin, dug by Grimes. Merzik goes over the block. Tough to do over that Wisconsin block. Grimes, that's going to be a nice shot for Wisconsin. And finally, Franklin's able to put it away.
What a play from Franklin, being aggressive on that overpass. The first one, she went up on the jousting one, and then she switched it up just a little bit, knew that she had that open net, and just ripped it cross court.
I don't think she knew the first one was going to be that easy. And was able to put it away on the second attempt. Wisconsin responding to this Penn State challenge. They're up 3 now. Trammell out of the middle, sides out for Penn State, and the Nittany Lions are staying close.
When Pedraza can get those middles going, they're so effective. Penn State has to continue to put Pedraza in the pocket to allow Trammell and Holland to do their thing up front.
Merzik, 3-time first team All Big Ten, serving. Hamill to Smrek. Good dig by Merzik. Trammell, dug by Guchtikin. And it is Hannah who wins the joust for Penn State.
A little bit of a flex from Pedraza on that one, too. So pumped for her front line. Great transition play on Penn State's side. Force that overpass. They got it done up front.
A one-point set. We're tied. And that is the first ace of the match for Penn State, and it couldn't have come at a better time.
All of a sudden, Penn State looks like they've settled into this match, both offensively, defensively, from the service line, finally nailing those spots.
All right, they have not led since 2-1 in the first set. And the streak is safe for now as Wisconsin goes up 1.
This is one of Wisconsin's better rotations with Smrek and Booth up front. It's a big front line.
This is what Wisconsin did not have when they played Penn State the last time. Weatherington, nailed Hamill and gets the kill.
Man, when Weatherington is on, it's a game changer for this Penn State team. She brings so much fire. She's that high momentum player. When she gets going, she's tough to stop.
4 kills for Weatherington. We're tied again. Hamill, that's tight. And that is the first swing Booth has had that did not result in a kill.
Beautiful read from Allie Holland up front. She identified the exact shot that Booth wanted to hit and adjusted her arms midair to take it away.
Timeout, Wisconsin. For the first time since 2-1 in the opening set. 11 points to take this lead. Smrek, long, no touch, point Penn State. Biggest lead of the match for the Nittany Lions.
All of a sudden, it feels like Penn State has the momentum. They're blocking discipline, going up and forcing Wisconsin to hit shots that they don't want to hit.
Nice serve from Grimes. Franklin pulls Wisconsin within 1.
That's the exact shot that Sarah Franklin loves out of system. Anytime it's a little bit outside of the court, she's able to hit that cross-court shot over and over again. Penn State's off-blocker has to be ready for it.
Ashburn, again, one of Wisconsin's all-time best servers. Targets Hannah. Now Hannah will attack. And boy, does she. Point Penn State behind Hannah's attack.
Look, it's been tough for Hannah all night long with a big block in front of her. She's still hitting in the negatives, but what I love is that she's continuing to swing. She's not afraid of it. She's continuing to go high.
Is there an adjustment period when you play Wisconsin with that size?
I think you got to test out the block, see how high it is, and then settle in a little bit, which is what Penn State's done so well.
Ashburn off the slide. Robinson pushed it wide, and Penn State up 3 deep in the second set, trying to tie this match. Timeout, Wisconsin. Sport is catching fire. Players now, more often than not, playing 6 rotations. They can do everything. Bilanovic serving. Ashburn runs that down. Will set Franklin. And Franklin got the touch. According to the up-judge, Devani McClarty, Katie Schumacher-Cawley was contemplating a challenge, but ultimately I think she's deciding against it. And that is a sigh of relief for the Wisconsin faithful.
And Wisconsin, a few string of errors there. They really needed to get that kill to side out.
It'll be Franklin serving. Penn State up 2. We go to 25, win by 2 in this set. Pedraza to Holland. And Holland unable to get that to go down. It is Wisconsin's point, and the Badgers are within 1.
All of a sudden, Penn State's feeling the heat from Wisconsin as they're finding ways to keep the ball in the court. And Penn State, few string of errors, forces Katie Schumacher to win.
Yeah, I haven't seen Santa. I guess he's busy. Franklin with the serve. Hannah terminates. That's what you love to see if you're Penn State. Side out right away.
Right away out of that timeout for one of your players that you know in the big moments wants the ball.
Ashburn sets Robinson. And Robinson gets the kill to keep Wisconsin close, 23-22.
All of a sudden, that'll send Julia Orgel back to the service line. She's been one of Wisconsin's best servers this season. What Penn State needs to do is lock in.
7 kills for Robinson. Orgel behind the service line, also an excellent server. Target start. Merzik, dug by Franklin. Thomas Ilara. And they call it down. Penn State is saying they got it up. No challenge. It's Wisconsin's point, and we're tied at 23. Winner of this point will have set point. Pedraza. Holland. Robinson. Still alive. Not anymore. Orgel to serve. Pedraza setting Merzik. No surprise. Merzik sides out to tie the score. It's win by 2 from here on out.
Late in sets, look for both sides to go to their go-to attackers. For Penn State, that's Jess Merzik. Look for them to get the ball in her hands at all times.
Holland, the middle from Ohio, has 23 aces this year serving. Ashford sets Thomas Ilara. Set point number 2 for Wisconsin. Merzik. And Merzik again single-handedly saves a set point. We're tied one more time.
Mac Pedraza loves that matchup with Jess Merzik on the outside. This game is tight. They want her to have the ball. She's going to find a way to score.
Franklin took the serve. Thomas Ilara into the net, and Penn State has set point now.
A big serve from Penn State, knocking Wisconsin out of system. Expect for Wisconsin to come right back at it and dig in and serve receive.
Ashburn with the set. Thomas Ilara again over the block. And it works. We're tied.
Man, this is exactly what you want to see in a regional semifinal. We want extra points. We want to go all the way up to 40. Both sides digging in, doing everything they can to find a way to have the ball hit the floor.
Pedraza settles under it, sets Merzik. Merzik, that went down. Thomas Ilara could not get under it, and a second set point for the Nittany Lions.
Important to note, Thomas Ilara, not normally a player that plays in the backcourt. Look for Penn State to try to find her.
Merzik has had 8 kills this set. Ashburn sets Franklin.
Back on the seesaw we go, Sam. A back and forth battle of heavyweights. It is a slugfest up front.
Both teams have had 2 chances to claim this opening set. Crawford back to serve at another tie score. Hannah goes over the block. Nice fake. Franklin calls everybody off, bumps it over. Pedraza sets Trammell. And Trammell out of the middle.
Beautiful set gets Trammell going, and This is a Wisconsin team right now that has two players in the backcourt that aren't normally there and one player in the front court that isn't normally there.
Set point number 3 for the Nittany Lions to try to tie this match. Franklin. Pedraza pushes it back into the middle of the court. Weatherington. Orgel will set Franklin. Nittany Lions keep it alive. Here's Hannah. Nice dig by Robinson. Franklin tips.
The miscommunication on Penn State's side, a decision of who's going to take that ball. In these big moments, you can't have that. Someone's got to step up and call it off.
A third set point evaporates for Penn State. We're tied at 28. Overtime here in the second set. Weatherington. And Weatherington hits hands. Set point number 4 for Penn State.
With Pedraza up front, they're changing this offense just a little bit, getting other people going with Merzick in the backcourt.
Vilanovic had 3 aces in their last match against Kansas. Franklin. Merzick keeps it alive. Hannah's got to send it over, and boy, does she. Penn State battles from behind, and we are tied in Madison. So Penn State, since she got here, and now she's starting off the third set with this lefty serve. Good serve by Guchik and Weatherington. What a creative play to keep that ball alive. Here's Franklin. Pedraza. Both teams trying to settle in this opening rally. Hannah, nice dig by Guchik. Franklin. Fans wanted a double contact, didn't get the call. Here's Franklin. Roll shot, count it.
Franklin getting a little bit crafty to start things off. We saw her rip that ball across court. Penn State's not defending her well when they're out of system. When Sarah Franklin's taking a swing, they got to settle in a little bit better.
Franklin had 6 kills in that second set. Pedraza settles under it, sets Weatherington, and Weatherington wide on the attack, but Weatherington was critical in that second set comeback.
Weatherington really turned it on during set, so she found her offensive rhythm just a little bit better, tested the edges of the block better, and we saw her have some strong grips right down the line.
Guchik, Coach Sheffield said her last match against Miami was the best of her career. And she just has a massive dig as Weatherington unloaded. Crawford. Oh, it's out. Point is going to be awarded to Penn State. And the Badgers are saying that it was touched by a Penn State player off the block. And they're having a little conference with Coach. Lose one. And they are ruling it did touch Weatherington. So Wisconsin does not lose a challenge. Penn State does lose the point. Weatherington still arguing that the ball touched her hair. But the officials saw something else. And I'm sure she was sure of that. So it is Wisconsin's point. And Wisconsin out in front here in the third set. Match tied at a set apiece. And the Nittany Lions disrupted a little bit.
Yeah, right out of the gates, Penn State, a miscommunication between setter and hitter, not knowing what route they're supposed to run.
How about the service run by Guchik?
She's one of the toughest servers. That lefty, it comes off just a little bit different.
Another miscommunication on the serve receive. Ball still alive, however. Orgel puts it up. Hamill set to Crawford. Doug. Weatherington. That's how you do it. Weatherington taking the frustration out on the ball and getting the kill.
Beautiful swing from Weatherington, identifying the blockers way too far outside toward the pin. That means she has so much cross court to work with and go inside.
Gotta love that response from Zoe Weatherington. First point of the set for Penn State. Smrek. And Smrek misses wide.
Smrek just trying to do a little bit too much up front. We've seen her try to use the blocker's hands or sneak one down the line. What you need to do is just go up and take a high confident swing over the block.
Smrek had an excellent start to this match. Has been pretty quiet since, until now. Puts a hole in the floor.
You gotta love that decision for MJ Hamill to go back to the attacker that just made the error. Give them a little bit of a confidence boost going right back to him to say that you trust them to still get that kill.
The other setter, Izzy Ashburn, said Hamill's strength is she's so observant of what's happening out on the court, has the feel for that. Hamill going out to Franklin this time, and Weatherington gets the block and wags the finger. Love it.
Not only can Weatherington thunder a ball down, but man, on the defensive side, she's averaging a block a set. She's an incredible blocker and a force up front, going up against some of the best outsides in the country.
You gotta love the competitiveness of Zoe Weatherington as she rotates out. Penn State back to within 2. Smrek. It's kept alive by Grimes. Hannah goes over the block. Franklin, plenty of time. Blocked by Holland. Franklin again.
And Anna Smrek can put in a good set too, going right outside, looking so confident using her hands, putting Franklin in a good position to go right through the seam.
That was a heck of a pass. 10 kills now for Franklin. Ashburn serving. And Ashburn missed. But you know one thing about Izzy Ashburn, number 11 for Wisconsin, in high school, Emily, she served an entire 25-0 set, including 8 aces.
Look, it's hard to do that even in practice when you don't have anyone on the other side and there's no pressure just to put 25 balls in play.
Orgel with the serve receive. Ashburn setting a quick to Booth. Pedraza tried to take it over. And second swing in that rally, Booth terminates.
Carter Booth does such a fantastic job staying in some of these plays. She might not get that first swing, but she's ready, up, and available to unload on that second swing.
Kill number 6 for Booth. Booth's also got 5 blocks, an assist, and a dig. Franklin serving. Stark with the receive. Here's Merzick. Merzick tools the block, point Penn State.
Really smart swing from Jess Merzick, swinging high and hard, getting that touch off the block. And that middle back for Wisconsin, if there's a touch, you have to stay deep and chase it down.
The volleyball is like every other sport, it's all about matchups. And this Penn State team has been a tough matchup for Wisconsin this season and last. Service error, point Wisconsin.
Look, you talk about matchups too, I'm not sure there's a team in the country that matches up well against Wisconsin. Just in terms of, you look at the front line, and they tower over pretty much every team. But the thing to beat physicality with is speed, and maybe we'll see that later down the line if Oregon gets the win later, one of the fastest offenses in the country.
Yeah, reminder, Oregon and Purdue coming up here from Madison on ESPNU. That is 9:30 Eastern. Following us on ESPN2, Texas and Tennessee. Some of the Ducks that have made the long journey from Oregon. Next year they'll be official members of the Big Ten, so they're just getting a taste of the Big Ten this weekend. They're also hoping to get out of here and head to Tampa. Pedraza serving. Nice save by Ashburn. Crawford on the attack. Merzick blocked. Stark. Good dig by Robinson. Thomas Ilara was blocked and then kept it alive. She'll attack again. Trammell with a block. Point Penn State. Double contact on Wisconsin.
Yeah, it looked like on that cover ball, the ball just sat nearly Orgel's lap a little bit longer than it should have.
Penn State within 1. Ashburn, Robinson, and Robinson with the kill off the right side.
Big swing from Robinson, getting back to what we saw her do during set one. Swinging high, going hard, up at that against a really big Penn State block in front of her.
Robinson getting close to double digits. That's her 9th kill. Franklin already has 10. Merzik has 10 for Penn State. Trammell. Merzik. Just long.
And that's an error that you're okay with. Just missing the end line by about 2 or 3 inches is a beautifully placed shot. If that ball lands, it's probably a point.
Merzik's 3rd hitting error. 31 swings, 10 kills. Hamill serving. Pushes it back to Merzik. Smrek with the dig. Franklin, dug by Pedraza. And Merzik hits into Crawford. Weatherington blocked.
Out of system, this is where the Badgers thrive. They know exactly where to set that block up, and those middles get all the way out, staying involved in it.
Caroline Crawford, Anna Smrek combining on that block. The Badgers up 4 here in this pivotal 3rd set, match tied at a set apiece. Weatherington hit into the net. Point Badgers.
That's a play that Penn State's going to want back. Kind of a miscommunication. That's not the best play to run in that situation that forces the Penn State timeout.
The field has a draft lottery presented by State Farm. That'll take place live from our studios in Bristol. We are live from Madison, Wisconsin, by the way. One of the great venues in college sports. This volleyball-only facility is rocking right now. Thomas Ilara. Oh, what a save by Merzik. Thomas Ilara again attacks. This time she gets the kill.
In transition, this is where your team needs to have success. Not only getting the ball up, but a good second contact to allow those hitters to go up and rip one.
A 5-0 run by Wisconsin right now to take this 13-7 lead. I mean, how many times does a team think they have a kill in this match and they don't?
I mean, the defense has been outstanding. Yeah. Everyone in the backcourt. It's not just the liberos.
So fun. And one more match to come tonight, Purdue and Oregon. Merzik hit it right at Hamill. She laughed as she got that dig. Here's Thomas Ilara. Pedraza, back set to Weatherington, blocked by Crawford.
Wisconsin block doing their thing. CeCe Crawford read this so well, getting all the way out, turning those hands back into the court to put that ball in.
Hamill, a biomedical engineering major, with the short serve. Crawford is a wall right now.
Big Ten teams that are here, you know, they're used to playing in these really loud arenas. Every single arena in the Big Ten is like this. They've been doing it all season long.
Yeah, Purdue will be in here next. They have Holloway. Ace by Hamill.
An 8-0 scoring run all starts from the end line, forcing Penn State out of system, getting the aces, putting them in situations that they don't want to be in.
Best run of the match for Wisconsin, 8 straight points. Weatherington will have to send it over. Hamill setting Thomas Ilara.
Penn State just doesn't have an answer right now. In this side-out situation, it's normally a good passing rotation for them, but they're having difficulty getting out of it.
Well, Emily, this is reminiscent of the first set.
It's very reminiscent of the first set when we saw Wisconsin just right away put the pedal on the metal and get after it.
9 straight points for the Badgers. Merzik trying to side out for the Nittany Lions. Smrek. The tallest player in Wisconsin history at 6'9", Anna Smrek, whose dad Michael was an NBA star, won 2 NBA championships with the Lakers with another kill.
We talk about Anna Smrek's height so much, standing at 6'9", yeah, she's big. But what we don't talk about is how athletic she is and those plays that she makes. It's one thing to be tall, but it's another thing to be as good at the sport and as athletic as she is.
Yeah, well said, I agree. 10 straight points for the Badgers. Penn State needs a side out. They're not going to get it.
For Penn State, this is where it becomes so important to have leaders on the court, because you might run out of timeouts. Penn State is in a position where they don't feel like they can take another one, and you have to have leaders on the court right now that bring everyone together. Katie Schumacher-Colley can't call another one, so someone like Mac Pedraza has to step up.
Penn State's used both their timeouts in this set. What a service run right now for MJ Hamill. Hamill will float serve. Trammell receives it. Merzick. Orgel. What a save. Thomas Ailara is blocked by Merzick, but it goes out of bounds.
Oh. That ball barely out of bounds, but man, that up from Julia Orgel to read that play, pick up the tip. So difficult when she's so far back to pick it up.
Well, initially they wanted Coach to challenge it, then Pedraza came over and said, don't challenge, Coach. 20-7, Wisconsin running away with his third set. Weatherington with the much-needed side out after Penn State had lost 12 points in a row.
Big for Penn State to get out of that rotation, and Weatherington, not even the best set for her, but she found a way to manage it and get a kill.
It's been a long time since Penn State has served. It's Merzick back there now. Franklin received. Thomas Ailara off the block.
Thomas Ailara finding her rhythm in this match, swinging high, going for hands really well to tool it off.
And she celebrates over on the sideline. Guchtikin back to serve now. Guchtikin had a nice service run earlier in the set. Pedraza back set to Weatherington. Oh, that was a perfectly placed ball. She couldn't have walked it over there any better.
And that's exactly what you get from a player with such a high volleyball IQ that can see the defense so well. She's a coach's kid, so she grew up playing the game, studying the game, and it pays dividends now that she's playing at the highest level for Penn State.
Sarah Franklin doing some house cleaning out there, wiping up some sweat off the floor. It's steamy here in the field house in the middle of Wisconsin.
What a beautiful day outside. It was 45 and sunny.
Hamill setting Franklin. Dug by Pedraza. Hannah tried to go through the block. Here's Franklin. Good dig by Merzick. Weatherington off hands. I've become a big Zoe Weatherington fan. I just like her swag.
She's
I like
so
the way she
fun.
plays.
Yeah, she just presents herself in such a fun way. She loves to have fun up there. She knows when to turn it on, and she's as competitive as they come.
Service error. Point Wisconsin.
Playing a little dodgeball in that back row is what you want. Someone telling you it's out, all right, just duck under it.
8 service errors for Penn State in this match. Crawford serving almost a foot fault. Official was right on top of it. Franklin tips. And that ball never made it close to Carter Booth's hands, but they were there just in case. Well, Crawford knew it was going to be a good season, Emily. When she went to Europe, she got off the plane, took a couple of steps, and got pooped on. So if you know your bird superstitions, getting pooped on by a bird is good luck. And it's been a very good season for Crawford. I'm sure that's what she would credit her play to this year. 100%.
And that bird strategically placed by Kelly Sheffield. He said, I know what's going to get Caroline Crawford going.
Hey, she told the story, not me. You got to go with what works, right?
Hey.
Athletes find all kinds of things to get themselves motivated. Wisconsin looking for a set point. Smrek blocked. Don't say that very often. And Hannah turns around and says, let's go.
Look, no matter how far Penn State is down, they will continue to fight. They're going to continue to take big swings. Hannah is not afraid of a big block in front of her.
There's no quit in this Penn State team. We saw that in the second set. Service errors have become a problem for Penn State in this match, and that one has resulted in a set point for Wisconsin. That was the 9th of the match. Vilanovic with the receive. Grimes sends it out to Hannah. Wisconsin runs away with in a match that has lived up to the hype. Two of the most prominent programs in the history of the sport. And we're underway in the fourth. Anna Smrek. Maybe she heard us talking about she and LeBron got fired up.
Yeah, got a little fired up there. And you see this mindset from her. You can see it in her eyes. She's as competitive as they come. She wants the ball in these big moments. We saw it in that 2021 national championship where she was the MVP and took over.
That was Wisconsin's 1-0 the NCAA title. Sarah Franklin with the block and picking up the point for the Badgers.
The 2021 might have been their only NCAA title, but this is the team to beat right now. When they're at max strength, not sure there's a team in the country that can compete with them just with that physicality and domination.
And their 11th straight regional. Only Texas and Nebraska have been to 11 straight. Grimes with the dig. Merzik hit right at Smrek. Good D by the Lions. Franklin. Hit hands. Grimes got to send this to the net. Merzik will send it over. And Franklin terminates.
Franklin going sharper and sharper with that out-of-system cross-court shot. Penn State has not made that adjustment all night long to bring the block inside. This is Franklin's bread and butter. Every time she's cutting it inside, move that block in.
It'll be a nice-looking shot on the beach.
Yeah.
Merzik with the serve receive. Pedraza with the quick set, and Trammell obliges with the quick finish.
That connection looking a lot better between Mac Pedraza and Taylor Trammell. The first one just a point ago, a little bit too high. They talked about that connection and got it unlocked.
Trammell had 9 kills and 3 blocks in the last match against Wisconsin. Tonight, 8. That's 5 kills, excuse me. Merzik attacking. Got the touch. Point Nittany Lions.
Beautiful veteran swing from Jess Merzik. Seeing that 6'9" and 6'7" block in front of her, just basically swinging straight at the ceiling to catch hands.
Merzik now with 11 kills, 14 digs. She and MJ Hamill both have double-doubles on each side of the net. Smrek had plenty of time. Pedraza to Holland. Smrek saves it. And Gutstikin tries to kick it over. It would have counted, but she kicked it into the stands. I think in volleyball, Emily, if you catch a volleyball, you should be able to keep it.
Oh, I absolutely
like
agree. Come on. We got enough of them.
They had to throw it back.
Yeah, playing a little footy action out here. That's pretty good, huh?
I'm sure she's played a lot of soccer coming from Turkey, except she calls it football. Hamill puts it up to Franklin, and Franklin overpowers the Penn State block.
Franklin ripping that cross-court shot time and time again. It's getting sharper and sharper. Penn State has to find a way to make an adjustment and not let her hit that shot one more time.
Already 2 kills this set for Sarah Franklin, and Ashburn back to serve. Serves it at Merzic. Good save by Pedraza. And Merzic thanks Pedraza for that set.
Such a beautiful set coming out of Mac Pedraza's hands. That's a connection that they've been working on since they stepped on campus. Both transfers, they were new to this program this season. They knew they were going to be integral pieces for Penn State, so they had to work on it more and more.
By the way, Pedraza, the setter's an inch taller than Merzic, 6'2" to 6'1".
She's a big physical setter.
Ashburn, oh, Booth! We may need a little court repair after that one.
That one's going straight through the bottom of the floor with how hard Booth nails that one. This is what a perfect pass gets you. Booth one-on-one, she's winning that matchup every time.
They are putting down the Terraflex for next season here at Wisconsin. That just about put a hole in this one. Franklin serves. Vilanovic with the receive. Holland goes over the block. Robinson. Grimes setting Merzic. Merzic hitting away from that block. Ball still live. Thomas Ilara block. Orgel with a fantastic dig, but finally the Nittany Lions win the rally.
Good heads-up play from Penn State. Allie Holland locked into that game. She knew if that ball was coming over, she had to quickly explode and go up.
A must-win set for Penn State. The set, again, will go to 25, win by 2. The first 4 sets in volleyball do. If we get to a 5th set, that will go to 15, win by 2. Winner of this match moves on to the regional final, which is the equivalent of basketball's Elite 8. Winner will play the winner of Purdue and Oregon, which comes up later tonight on ESPNU. Booth. Uh-oh, Booth is getting hot.
Booth's ability to take over a match is reminiscent of 5-time first-team All-American Dana Rettke. Her ability to take over on both sides of the ball, not just offensively, defensively, makes a massive impact.
And you know that NBA graphic we showed earlier? Well, Carter Booth's dad, Calvin, he's the GM of the Denver Nuggets. I already mentioned Anna Smrek's dad, Michael, won 2 world championships with the Lakers. There's a lot of NBA tie-ins in this match, father-daughter-wise. Oh, nice swing. Calvin Booth, Carter's dad, current GM of the Denver Nuggets. So I'm sure he likes the picture on the left a little bit better. The dunk when he played at Penn State, and then he played 10 seasons in the NBA, won a world championship as well. And he's very close to his daughter, Carter, 6'7", who transferred in from Minnesota. Caroline Crawford, she's done a little bit of everything tonight.
Izzy Ashburn and MJ Hamel getting those middles going, making it a point to establish them as a threat. What that does is it holds Penn State's blockers just a little bit longer. Then when Wisconsin goes to their pins, it opens up seams for them.
I hope young players are not going to go outside and try to get pooped on by birds.
I might.
Based on what I said about Crawford earlier. But it's working for her this season. That was quite a European trip. By the way, it ended with a concert by Bruce Springsteen in Italy, I believe. Temi Thomas Ilara unleashing.
Thomas Ilara having herself a night, 11 kills, hitting well over 400. Look, this is her first NCAA tournament. She's a 5th year coming from a program that never qualified. Kelly Sheffield said she was like a kid in a candy shop. She was so excited for the first round.
Yeah, you mentioned this day feeling like Christmas. He actually said that the selection show was like Christmas for her because it was the first time she had been on a team that had been selected for the tournament. Again, we talked about she's probably Northwestern's all-time greatest player, and now really lifting up this Badger program. Here she is. Fans wanted a double hit, they didn't get it. Smrek, long on the attack, and that Penn State tenacity is infuriating these Wisconsin fans.
Like, the crowd might not be happy with it, but Penn State did exactly what they needed to do, and that's play through the whistle. Sometimes you might think, maybe that was an ugly set. You might have thought it was a double, or maybe a catch ball. You just got to play through the whistle until you hear it.
Pedraza back to serve. Penn State within 1 and a must-win set. They're down 2-1. Hamel, Thomas Ilara, Trammell, kept it alive. Weatherington, cross-court attack is wide.
Weatherington trying to do just a little bit too much on that ball. Off balance, you just want to keep that ball in, maybe right to the middle of the court.
Well, those are not boos you're hearing. Gutstekin is back to serve. She is such a crowd favorite from Turkey, and an ace.
A sneaky, sneaky serve. That lefty coming right down the line, targeting Cameron Hanna. That is Wisconsin's serve target. They want to go to her as often as she's in that serve receive.
Julia Orjol said Gutstekin is the definition of positivity. Loves having her out on the court. Keeps everybody positive. Crawford with the stuff.
Crawford having herself a night as this match has gone on, doing such a fantastic job, not just getting her hands over, but finishing that push.
Crawford.
She's been doing fantastic tonight. It's not just her offense. Defensively, she's put up 6 blocks already so far tonight. She's a stifling wall for Penn State to hit around.
You know, it would have been interesting had Kansas beaten Penn State, because she would have faced her old team. Ray Bichard's Kansas Jayhawks had an outstanding year, and she's just picking up where she left off.
This entire team feeds off of momentum so easily. It feels like when they get one block, there's a string of them that follow, because they just get a little bit extra going up there.
Crawford, Franklin, Smrek on the front row right now for Wisconsin. Pedraza pushes it out to Hanna, long on the attack, point Badgers.
This is what a well-disciplined block does. It forces Penn State and their opponents to hit balls that they don't want to hit. Cameron Hanna going a little bit higher on that one to miss the block, but it was disciplined and they went straight over.
Pedraza, Merzik out of the back row. Gutstekin with a dig. Here's Franklin, tight to the net, found the corner.
The most beautiful shot that you can have as an outside hitter with that back quarter is your best friend. If you can continually hit that time and time again, it is so difficult to stop, because you're almost always splitting that left and middle back defender.
Sarah Franklin with 14 kills, 3 digs, 4 blocks. And Wisconsin has won 6 straight points. Wisconsin trying to win this match in 4, and they build the lead 15-7. Kelly Sheffield's face never really changes unless he's laughing at something one of his players is saying. I love it.
Calm down, Kelly. Don't get too excited out there.
Kelly Sheffield, Dave Shondell, Craig Skinner, the head coach at Kentucky, all from Muncie, Indiana, part of the Ball State pipeline. He doesn't need to change his expression.
Look, he knows what this team is capable of. They've been doing it time and time again all season. I think a lot of people turned heads when they saw them take down, sweep Nebraska just 2 weeks ago. But man, this team is doing it all season long.
Good reminder for folks that this Wisconsin team is the only team in the United States that's beaten Nebraska this season. Huskers the #1 seed in the tournament. They had a nice win today over Georgia Tech in Lincoln. It's fun listening to Courtney Lyle, Holly McPeak, and Katie George. Smrek terminates.
When Wisconsin's firing on all cylinders, there is not a team in the country that matches up well with them. Defensively, they are a wall up there. Then offensively, they spread it out and they're so balanced.
They had a 12-0 run in the last set. They're working on a 9-0 run right now. Hanna trying to end it. Nope, 10 points in a row for the Badgers.
And again, with Gulje Gutstekin back on that end line, such a tough server getting Penn State out of system.
Wisconsin's won the last 10 points. They've had 3 blocks in this 10-point run. Pedraza setting Trammell, and Trammell, exactly what Penn State needed, a quick side out after that timeout.
Perfect answer out of that timeout, nailing the pass right away. It's so important for the serve receive to nail that so that Mac Pedraza has all options available. Trammell did her job putting it away.
Franklin. Point Wisconsin.
Penn State getting a little bit undisciplined on that block, coming down into the net. So important to come back down clean and away from it.
A reminder that Texas and Tennessee will start on ESPN News, and then they will join us on ESPN2 at the conclusion of this match. Texas, Tennessee starting on ESPN News. Point Penn State. If Wisconsin wins this set, we will be seeing Texas and Tennessee sooner rather than later. But Penn State still in it.
Penn State trying to find some momentum. This is one of their better rotations with Weatherington, Merzick, and Holland up front.
Reminder, Oregon and Purdue from Madison on ESPNU 30 minutes after this match. Smrek missed the attack. Grimes back to serve. Hamill back set to Smrek, goes to her again. Orgel calls everyone off. Here's Franklin. Good dig by Grimes. Weatherington with the hammer.
Weatherington always comes up big in these big moments. Matt Pedraza knows that. When they need a kill, if they have to find some momentum, Weatherington's a good player for that.
Penn State on a 3-0 run right now. We know they don't give up. Franklin. And Carter Booth.
And if you're a defender and you see Carter Booth up there going up and over the block, you better hope that ball just goes right on you, because otherwise you don't have the reaction time to try to step in and make a play.
Well, Stark made a good effort, but Carter Booth has almost been perfect tonight attacking-wise. 9 kills off 11 swings, 1 error. It's served by Ashburn. Here's Merzick. Merzick did get the touch, went off of Booth's fingers. Point Penn State.
Veteran swing from Jess Merzick up there, identifying the big block in front of her and swinging high right at the fingertips to tool it out of bounds.
Penn State's season on the brink. A must-win set, and they're down 8 deep in this 4th. Ashburn to Booth. Makes it look easy.
And Carter Booth so happy she made the move down to Wisconsin. These were the games that she wanted to play and excel in. She knew that if she came to Wisconsin, she had a real chance of winning a national championship.
Well, she's been a winner ever since she started playing volleyball. The Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Colorado in high school. All conference at Minnesota. Nice dump by Pedraza, but is still alive. Robinson. And Thomas Ilara just mishit that. Point Penn State.
This is where Penn State needs to keep Jess Merzick back on the service line as soon as possible. She needs to hit in bullets, and that front line has to do their job of either getting block touches or stuffs to slow it down.
Ashburn to Thomas Ilara. Nice dig by Grimes. Orgel keeps it alive. Thomas Ilara again, this time wide on the attack. Penn State's hanging in there.
A good net play up front from Mac Pedraza, knowing where she is and having the bodily awareness to not come down on the net, but keep those hands pressed over.
Good serve by Merzick. Pedraza, plenty of time to set Hannah. Orgel chases it down. Robinson. Merzick. Robinson.
There wasn't too big of a hole for Devin Robinson to hit through, but man, she snuck it right through the seam in that block, splitting the block and splitting the defenders back there.
Robinson, the 4th Badger in double digits with 10 kills.
That shows you just how balanced this Wisconsin team is. It's not just one person carrying the load.
A short serve. Hannah hits into the block and tools it. Went right off of Crawford and Robinson. Nice swing.
Hannah, again, not afraid of the block in front of her. She's going to continue to take rip after rip until it doesn't work anymore.
This Penn State team came into this match on an 8-match win streak, knocking out a number 4 seed Kansas to get to this regional. Thomas Ilara was going for hands, but nobody touched. So the point goes to Penn State. Could Penn State possibly come back here?
And all of a sudden, a string of errors on Wisconsin's side cracks that door open for Penn State, and they want to bust right through it.
They have won 8 of the last 11 points. Ashburn to Crawford. Hannah blocked.
That was the play that Wisconsin needed to silence Penn State as soon as possible and start closing that door. Massive stuff up front and good move from Crawford. How far those hands are pressed over the net, man.
Wisconsin 2 points away from a regional final. Hamill to serve. Trammell. It is match point Wisconsin. Zoe Wetherington, a transfer from Utah, hoping Wisconsin doesn't win this next point. Orgel to Smrek. Merzik. And Merzik keeps Penn State alive.
Look for Penn State to continue to find Merzik even in the backcourt. She's their go-to attacker. And who better to put on the end line than Mac Pedraza, one of the 5th years on this team.
Wetherington, a 5th-year senior, could be one of those players whose career is about to come to an end. We've become such big fans of her, the way she conducts herself on the court. Pedraza serving another match point for the Badgers. Penn State staying alive.
Pedraza finding ways to knock Wisconsin out of system. That is exactly what she needs to do back there when her career in college is on the line.
Another match point for the Badgers. Hamill setting Smrek. She's blocked. Crawford over the block.